In the near future, climate change, deforestation, and a nuclear war have caused so much damage to Earth that little by little most cities all over the world are crumbling down. There is a power and food shortage, plus a dangerous lack of oxygen. By the year 2067, one of the few remaining cities is in Australia, which has been able to hold out thanks to synthetic oxygen. However, this oxygen is polluted and causes people to get ill with something known as the sickness. Ethan White and his best friend Jude do their job as utility workers to keep the neutral reactor stabilized and bring back power to the city. After the workday is over, their boss scans them to be sure everyone is still healthy. One of the workers says he can't come the next day, so Ethan takes his shift to earn extra oxygen credits. However, the boss still fires the poor man. On his way home, Ethan sees a protester talking about oxygen not being a privilege and how they should sacrifice for the next generations. While the passers-by ignore him, Ethan is confronted by the fired worker, who is desperate for work because his children have the sickness. An argument ensues, only to be interrupted when the protester suddenly catches on fire. Later at home, Ethan sees on the news that the protester did that to commemorate the death of the last living plant. The report also mentions the increasing number of deaths due to the sickness and how Crony Corp, the oxygen producer company, promises to find a solution. However, people keep revolting because they're scared humanity will go extinct soon. Then the reporter starts talking about the Crony Corp's dead lead scientist, who was Ethan's father Richard, and this causes him to turn off the TV. At that moment Ethan's wife Xanthi arrives and he gives her a new oxygen mask. As they fool around, Xanthi suddenly vomits blood because she's got the sickness, but Xanthi assures Ethan that she's fine. Sometime later, Ethan is summoned to the offices of Crony Corp and Jude comes along. They meet Regina, the company's chief technology officer, who says Ethan can help them save humanity before taking them to the lab. It turns out they're working on a time machine called the Chronicle, which was invented by Richard 20 years ago. They've been testing it by sending a clock for a few minutes, but they've also sent radio waves and received a reply from 400 years in the future with the words "Send Ethan White." Regina theorizes that people from the future found the cure for the sickness and will only give it to Ethan.